Hello and welcome to 916 Career in Tech. This video is for the 2026-27 school year. My name is Brian Linsmeyer and I'm the teacher of licensed trades. My goal is to teach the students about some of the skills needed in various fields, such as the HVAC, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, and refrigeration, along with plumbing, electrical, renewable energies, and a little bit of carpentry to build some structures in which we will be using the models to help install our stuff into. Throughout the class, I plan to or try to give you guys information along with stories, trying to real life experiences that hopefully you guys can grow from and learn from, whether it be mistakes or successes, to help you learn and grow in your future. I worked for my father in Wisconsin. He was an electrician while I was studying to be a teacher. And so we worked on landscaping, residential, both new and remodeling, commercial, industrial. And so we had a pretty big gamut on that. Once again, Brian Linsmeyer is the name. B. Linsme at 916schools.org is probably the best way to reach me. As normally during the school hours, I will not answer the phone, and voicemails are not always the best to go through. With an email, I try to answer back within the 24 hours so that you get your answers immediately and so that we can move on. Also, we have the guardians and parents can monitor their students' progress using the parent portal. Login will be available on the 916careerintech.org Get Started page. And emails, instructions should be sent out in September. I will also try to post them in my Google Classroom, in which students will have access to help you guys get along with that, probably about the third or fourth week of September, just so you guys have a reference and you don't have to always look back or try to remember this. In our overview, we are trying to earn an introductory level of the theories in those fields of the HVAC, plumbing, electrical, and renewable energy. And so the students can go into hopefully the roles of construction, whether it be a class or on the job, with a little bit higher playing field. We'd also like them to understand what the roles and responsibilities of those workers are when they are in there, and trying to understand knowledge of the principles and why they're doing what they're doing or how they're doing it, and also understand why other fields are running the equipment or the spaces that they are in a building. This will help them too, is let's say they're interested in HVAC, they might understand why an electrician might be running wires in a certain spot, or a plumber needs to be able to run through a certain chase in a wall. Another area in which the students will get graded is their professionalism grade, in which there's 25 points every 2 weeks, and students will kind of measure up to how they would be in a real field, what it would be like, would they hire themselves kind of situation, plan and problem solve of the other options or things they would incur in a job site, and trying to, like we said, give relevant work. Also, encouraging students to apply for any trade college if they're interested, as they are very hard to get into right now. The sooner you apply, the better chance of getting enrolled. And then throughout the year, we will try to look at other employment opportunities for the students that just are trying to find jobs straight out of high school. Through here, students will try to earn or push towards earning their OSHA 10 construction. And then we do have in articulated agreements with the following three credits: Hennepin Tech, Rochester Community, and South Central College, in which students can earn up to a potential of 5 credits if they choose to attend those schools. Graduation codes for seniors that would earn a B or better, and industry standard. Now, this B or better is throughout the entire year, so trying to give us the best foot forward. In the past, we've taken one field trip to Construct Tomorrow, which allows us about 30 students, which is not enough for all classes. So normally it's a first come, first serve. Also, we try to have one guest speaker a month. Some of our speakers in the past were Pratt Holmes, the St. Paul Building Union, A&J Electric, DW Earthworks, a survey crew, and then We have Aerotech come in talking about resume job building, and for students that are graduating or and are over 18, we try to partner with Aerotech for students that are still unsure what they want to do and maybe want to try to dabble or try to find a job situation. And students that qualify very well, they try to place them. I believe right now we've had a placement of about 6 of the students in the past 3 years, so about 2 a year out there in the real job world workforce. Digital badging is something new that we're working on. It is an indicator of a skill that is earned. So most people or most students will put it on their resumes, and it will verify that you have gained a skill. It shows an employer that you've been tested on that skill, and it shows how it breaks it down into certain pieces that can make a whole degree or give you the necessary tools to work for them. As we talked about earlier, we have our ready or our job skills, and so it's grading students basically offers respect, engagement, accountability, discipline, and using your voice. So teaching them how to become better workers, reflecting and growing. I know in my class, we give a grade every 2 weeks. In the first week, we kind of meet and talk about how they feel they are doing in this and areas to focus on improving. And then second week is we grade them out. We do this in several different areas. Sometimes it's self reflection, sometimes it's table groups or work groups, sometimes it's me and them one on one. So just trying to be your best at all times and understanding that you're not always going to be perfect, and that's okay. One of our main things is always teaching you to grow and learn from any mistakes or failures that have occurred. Oh, and again, here's where they are. In the classroom, we will have rubrics. We will teach what it looks like and sounds like so students have a better idea of what they're being judged on or graded on and push it forward. Attendance policies. Please know that all students' attendances need to be in by 2:30 today, and any tardies will be reported that way. It is expected that you're in class prior to the start of class. I typically say in your seat, ready to go 5 minutes prior to class. If you're not going to be here, please let me know. The best way to do it is either email or using the Parent Square. And also understand that you will need to let your homeschool know. If you let your homeschool know you're going to be absent, they don't always communicate that with us. So please make sure that it comes across. And then typically the practices of the homeschool is, and it's not limiting to, try to changing into absences. If it's not unexcused, you'll get a phone call home or truancy report. So the best way to just avoid all that is just be in class, be ready to go, be your best. A sub-alt day. We are going to have a few of these as I do have meetings and things to attend during class. But when we have a sub-alt day, it will go out via Parent Square. You will have an assignment in your Google Classroom, and there will be a Google form in which you need to complete prior to 1 p.m. that day. If you do not finish that by 1 p.m. that day, that will be recorded as an absence, and there's nothing we can do about that. So I always tell students to do that first. And then once you record your attendance, then work on your schoolwork for the class in a lot of time. Um, it's been fairly successful as we get through that. So please make sure you follow any instructions on that so that we don't have any problems on that. Our office staff, our principal is Michelle Bayland, assistant principal Molly Arneson, along with assistant principal Eric Lahit. Kelly Gray is one of our administrative assistants, along with Jennifer Wenzel. Support staff we have is our educational support for 401s, Lindsay Harima. We have a school counselor this year of Amber Krug, and Jill Slayton is our transition specialist who tries to talk with and give students some information about college, whether it be Century or another one, and trying to make their transition easier throughout. Expectations I have, and the building has, is that regular attendance, be on time, and be productive in class. You must attend and complete classwork during the credit. Students must use your own computers for academic purposes. Any proxy servers, non-academic, you will lose privileges and must maintain academic honesty. In the world of AI, research is fine, but we do want you to keep it your own and try to personal. We know the levels for you guys to go through, and it's trying to get an understanding through it, not just to reproduce something, making it a valuable experience. Behavior expectations, and this is a big one. Students are expected to conduct themselves in a responsible and accountable behavior. Any harassment, bullying, fighting will not be tolerated, and verbal threats on the grounds or through social media will be addressed immediately. Students cannot be under the influence of drugs, alcohol, or any possession of drugs or alcohol on site. Any clothing that smells of any substance will be addressed. No smoking allowed in the building. That includes vaping and e-cigs and chewing tobacco. Students cannot have a weapon, same as in normal school, or any device that could be used as a weapon, such as chemical irritants, stun guns, things of that nature. And then it should be addressed appropriately for class. Obviously, in my class, we try to stay away from alcohol or inappropriate clothing, shirts, graphics of that, or anything that belittles. Parking. On this, I'm trying to, for any student that drives, the best spot would be to park in the number one area, which is just south of our building right here, or the number two. Typically, the number two area gets packed. Number one, which it would be stoplight on the top, coming around there. If you ride a bus, you'll notice you get dropped off in area three, which is where the two buildings meet, and then you just come around this way. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out via email to try to strain that before school. And we do understand it's going to take a little bit of time. Please remember, in the parking lot, it is a school lot. Speed limits are enforced. You are under video surveillance all times, and they can get fairly decent pictures of the car, license plate, and you will be ticketed. If you are unsafe, you could lose your driving privileges, which then might affect your enrollment here. Other important stuff found on our website will be the Career Tech Handbook, our district handbook, calendar, and contact information. With our calendar, please understand that sometimes our school schedule and your homeschool schedule will be different. We will discuss when and what and try to give a heads up when you do need to or not. My biggest reflection is we love to have you in class, but also if it's your home district is off, sometimes you need to take that day off just to help you. And then lastly, parents, we have, and I believe there's going to be links for these too, a Laserfish sign up form. And then this year students get photo IDs. Please make sure you upload your picture up there so that we can hand them out and know who you are. Once again, if you have any questions, please feel to reach out via email.